and the dignitaries of the dais. So always I am working as a judicial officer in UP Judiciary. All the time my job is to hear. But I took this cause to hear all of you also about some of my views and experiences. So first of all, I have to extend my congratulations to the organizers of this conference. So all of us had the experience of hearing the stalwarts in the morning session, in the plenary, in the inaugural session. In that, our beloved, the governor of the state, H. Bharadwaja sir, he is also with law background, and His Lordship Justice Venkatachalaya, and then renowned Dr. Koka Subbarao Garu. And after hearing them, we can easily feel that they are living examples how to lead our life as an aged person or a senior citizen, how they build this society for all these days. So, my opening remarks as an introduction is, being a social animal, all the mankind serves to build the holistic society. The human being cannot live in isolation. Even our Bharadwaja sir, His Excellency the Bharadwaja sir, expressed that he cannot live in privileged governor's quarters. He liked to have a walk in the morning along with his friends. So, as a society, we have to see the uplift of the senior citizens. So, as a part of the society, all of you also has to serve to build a big society, a beautiful society. So once you build a society, more particularly by the time you attain the senior citizenship, so it is the duty of the other part of the society to show some privileges to you. So that is why I have taken the subject. We have to change our mental attitude first to extend the privileges to the seniors. So from the lecture in the morning introductory section, the excellent speakers spoke about their experiences and they stood as role models for all the community, how one should behave, how one should learn, how one should excel in their fields. So such experience they have shared with us. They are the teachers, they are the masters, they are the role models for all of us. Such seniors are several among the doctors, lawyers, and whoever, they are experts in their field. So it is always, we should change our attitude, how to show a privilege to a senior and extract more from him and learn more from them. That is my core subject now, to how to extend the privileges and get the aged people to lead their remaining life in this challenging world. Now, what are the benefits we can give to the seniors as a reward or regard for the services we had? So, first thing is, it benefits their quality of life. We can felicitate if he excels in his life. We can, even though he is not so much educated, let us take an example. I have already said about the luminaries in their fields. But if you take the example of a peasant or a rural artisan without education, even in spite of his brought up in an illiterate world, he is a teacher for the other villages, for the younger generation to come up. There are no institutes who have shown how to till the land, how to sow, how to harvest. The older generation is the teachers for the younger generation. That is the service they have done, all the peasants have done. Like that, the craftsmen, the artisans, rural artisans, These are all the people, after they get the age of their seniority, we have to take care of them. Not only they all we can afford for houses in community, have health insurance. So we have to think about them. His Highness, His Excellency Bharadwaja told about the rural mass below poverty line. Those are the words used by them. So we have to think about them also. So in that way, if we show a privilege, we need not provide a financial assistance. If we show a privilege to them, they will be happy. They will have a quality of life. They will have happiness. They will have peace of mind. They will have decency and decorum. They will have sense of security. All those things are essential factors for a healthy aging in changing world. That is my concept. The other thing, next slide. Why should you extend? I already explained to you the reasons why should we extend. It is a privilege. His Lordship Justice Venkatachalaya told that in a feudalist society, there are goods and bads. One good thing is we have to respect the elderly people. That is humanistic approach. To show respect to the elderly people is a humanistic approach. Second element is essential, the ethical obligation. From generations together, we are having the practice, that is ethical practice. We have to keep up that as a human being. Human history is there. We have to learn from the history. And from the history, what we learned, we have to show it is our ethical obligation to show respect to the elders. The third point is heritage and culture. From the ages together, it is our heritage. We have inherited culture. It is a culture. If you show respect to an elderly person, it is a culture. So like that, generations together, that is passed on to us. We have to keep up that. That is the third element. The fourth one is it is an acknowledgement for bringing up the society to this level. We are seeing development, education, and technology, improvement of technology. Everything is come up from the days of dynasty. So all this, every elder is adding to it and brought up the society to this level. So we have to reward them, record them. That's the regard, and reward is the other points. I have canvassed for all these reasons and some more reasons, other reasons. We are better persons to think of other reasons also. Why should we respect the elders? So respecting elders is a privilege. It's a protocol we have to show them. Next. Presently there are some existing privileges for the aged. That is, firstly, we are speaking about financial aspect. In this aspect, the government has taken care. The old law is section 125 of CRPC that says that the spouse, children, as well as the old age, who could not manage themselves, who could not maintain themselves, they has to be provided the maintenance. That was the old law. Now, of late, in the recent years, in the year 2005, a new law came specifically for the benefit of elders. That is, Older Persons Maintenance, Care and Protection Act 2005. That is an ordinance is brought up. By that ordinance, by simply showing that he is an older person, he can claim maintenance from his offspring and the person who could earn in the family. They are providing pension. It is also a old privilege that was granted to all the service people to get pensions. And of late, the government is granting pensions, old age pensions, irrespective of their service in any employment. In villages, in the Andhra Pradesh state, the people are getting after the age of 65, they are getting old age pension. Even though it is meager, because it is a privilege, it will change the mindset of that old person. I am also getting pension. That much is sufficient. He need not be taken care for all his expenses. But in Andhra Pradesh, we are getting around 500 or 750, I am not sure about it. But the gesture itself is bringing peace of mind to the old people. The third one is the concessional tariffs. In railways, we are having that practice. Concessional tariffs are there. Like that in judiciary also, we have circulars to give priority to the senior citizens cases to dispose of on par with the other general litigation. Those are circulars. Not only the circulars, we are also having monitoring system. How many cases are there relating to the older people and why they are not disposed of? Every quarterly, a judicial officer has to send a statement to the higher judiciary and they will monitor whether the explanation given by the officer is correct or not. In that way, your judiciary, we are also taking care and extending that privilege. The other thing is higher rate of interest. Banks are providing higher rate of interest in certain deposits with certain percentage. Like that income tax, there are certain concessions regarding the income tax applicability. So my endeavor here is a little bit more I want to add to this. If with all these privileges are under different sections of law and different enactments, my endeavor is, because I am not the lawmaking authority, to make a strong recommendation or a incision, but I can only express my view. And if you coincide with my view, all the people collectively can bring a law that is applicable to geriatrics. So just like Juvenile Justice Act, we have taken care of the children aged below 14 years, and we have brought the law, that is Juvenile Justice Act, to take care of all the needs, to take custody, to bring up juvenile justice boards are there. Like that, why can't we have a law for a geriatrics and geriatric board, geriatric special courts? For juveniles, there are special courts. So like that, we can improve the existing, the privileges which are meant for the old people. Next slide. Constitutional rights. So to make a law, we have to see whether the Constitution provides such discrimination regarding the elderly people and other general public. Constitution says that everybody is equal in the eye of law, but Constitution allows a reasonable classification. With use of such classification provided under these provisions, we can have law even for geriatrics. It cannot be from one man like me or from a judge or from a doctor. It is the strong requirement from the public. So you must all join hands to have a law by using this reasonable classification from the provisions of the Constitution. Next. So where are the other areas? What I feel, some of the areas where you can have the application of mind to improve the situation regarding the geriatrics or the old people or the senior citizens. My first aspect is the stakeholders in the healthcare fraternity may be requested to extend their services on priority basis at concessional rates. So far we have heard that there are no doubt several NGOs are there, several companies are there, which are all providing this healthcare service and special communities. My question to them is whether they are providing such things at least on par with the other common people. For providing a service to elderly person, they are charging more. Insurance premium is more. Healthcare premium is more. Healthcare insurance premium is more. Why should that be? Why should a senior citizen should be penalized? Let us have a privilege to have a premium on par with all the common youth. So they can say that we will lose in case we allow the senior citizen to have a same premium. But let the laws make out from the premium from a youth, have a universal premium. So it is only my suggestion. I am not pressing, but think of to extend such privilege. So if we grant a 10% concession from a doctor's fee or operation fee or any health service, it will improve the mindset of the senior citizen. Yes, I can walk into this. I will get 10%. He will get himself cured. That is the gesture we have to extend as a privilege to a senior citizen, as a gratitude for the services we had from him, whether it is with a BPT or a rural background or urban background. or whether he is well off, whatever it is, he has rendered his service for the well-being of the society. So let us extend some privilege to him. So with that bent of mind, if law is made or services are extended, I hope that it will be useful to the senior citizens. The other thing I want to say is,
just 2 minutes.
Previous one. Yes. So my other suggestion to all the concerns who are at the helm of affairs and governance, to consider some concessions, beneficial legislation to grants, priorities, concessions, exemptions for establishing these special houses. If the companies are losing some money, let the government pay for it, make a grant for it. So in that way, we can have provide some privileges to the seniors, privileges and protocols to the seniors. The fields where we can extend such privileges, that concessions, grants, priorities, all those things is next slide. That is regarding geriatric super specialty hospital. In the morning lecture, I heard that there are only 7 seats for the specialization of geriatrics. It can be increased. It can be increased by providing sufficient funds, priority as a priority subject. First is the geriatric care, health care. That is for super specialties of soft skills training institutes to treat the aged, nursing, taking care, like homes. Where is the training they are getting? So if much institutes are there to train them, the youth who are in gullible youth, they can be utilized in that sector to serve the senior citizens who are in need of it. So rehabilitation for able elderly person. I am ashamed to hear from a retired chief secretary that there is no such organization at all to rehabilitate a expertise retired person. So let us think of that also. Comfortable old age homes. Social welfare hospitals are not, hostels are not working properly. The old age homes, they are all money minded. So it is a matter to consider how to establish a comfortable old age home. The other thing I want to say is legal aid, special courts to resolve the conflicts of senior citizens. So there may be several problems. Some examples are given. First, when he is a company managing director, he was in a bangla, he was sent to. So there are several people like that. Because he could know a person, he can get his cause resolved there. Because the sufferer, who is a managing director, knows the person who is at the helm of affairs, he could get his fate corrected. But for common men like you and me, is it possible to approach? So there must be special courts. Now, as I earlier said, we are giving priority at present. But if a special court is there only meant for the cases of senior citizens, at the fag end of life, with peace of mind, whether they will win or lose, they will have that peace of mind. Yes, I have got a good case and I won it, I have restored my property. That satisfaction, with such satisfaction he will survive. If such satisfaction is not there, it is difficult for him to survive. So this is the one area I require all the concerned at the helm of affairs in the governance of the society to consider this area also, to make some policies. Research institutes.
The last minutes.
Yes, okay. Oh. Research institutes and development for medical practices and technology for wellness of the thing. Everybody is speaking about how to earn, but how to provide peace of mind to a senior citizen is no one's concern in the present day. How to earn is appears to be the thing. So my endeavor is to think about this also. Ultimately, it is not the government or the policymakers, but even all of us has to change our mindset. to extend the privileges and the protocols to the senior citizens to show them a better way of life in the changing world. With these few experiences and the things I know from my service, I place it before you. It is for your consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So enlighten this August gathering regarding the real issues that you have brought down. The topic is open for discussion. We shall take 1 or 2 questions the most.
This is Adi Narayana, came from Hyderabad, NATCO Pharma, Company Secretary in VP, Vice President Legal. The very good inner details. In the morning, His Excellency had said that about the example of a meaning that being shown the door. That is indirect domestic violence case. And this World Congress can make a suggestion to the government about a comprehensive uniform legislation of pertaining to the senior citizens. Second thing, the cases of senior citizens are being listed separately, as my knowledge, in Delhi High Court, where they are being given priority over others. Likewise, as the speaker had told us, it is not on par with the other cases. It should be treated separately, and to be all the senior citizen cases are to be transferred to fast track courts. That may be a suggestion to be given by this organization to the government, so that some effort can be done. Some initial thinking can be go on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the for complimenting my views.
I am A. Mohan Das Rai.
Okay.
Is there a priority in disposing of legal cases
Yes.
in Andhra Pradesh only
Yes.
or all over India?
Entire country.
Thank you.
Entire country.
One more short question.
So I am Srinivas Purti. I come as a visitor. You have spoken about the insurance scheme. But in India, what are the insurance companies? They will not accept, agree for Ayurvedic treatment. They insist only on allopathic treatment. So government should take care to see that the insurance should cover even Ayurvedic and Unani and homeopathic treatments.
Yes.
That is my suggestion, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
very
sir.
good suggestion.
Taken, sir.
Yes.
Well taken, sir. Well taken. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, we can feel the pain that you had in your talk of realities. Your experience of all these years have brought many issues to be addressed. And of course, it is a challenge for the policymakers. And what you have brought, the issues, simple issues of experience, the quality of life, and the reality, though it hurts, it is the truth. And you have outrightly brought the...
Once again, sir. Thank you.
We had